Oh man, this looking real good right here. Hey everyone, as I stated from last week, we'll be making some chashu today. This chashu is the Japanese variety that is usually served with ramen, so it's another topping you can use. And I'm going to be cheating in a sense by using a sous vide machine my friend left at my house. Shout out to my friend Jackie. With this sous vide machine, making chashu is going to be easy peasy, so let's get started. Okay, so first things first is mix in equal parts salt and sugar, around 1 tablespoon each. This is going to be our dry rub that we will put on our meat overnight. For the chashu today, I couldn't find pork belly, so I had to work with a pork tenderloin center cut roast. Even though it's a lean piece of meat with the sous vide machine, it becomes super tender in the end, so don't worry about it. Sprinkle in the dry rub mixture all over the pork evenly, and then make sure everything is coated before we put it in a Ziploc bag. Place the pork in the Ziploc bag and then leave it in the fridge overnight. This will help season the meat, and I feel like this is an important step as I tried making this without doing so and it didn't come out as good in my opinion. On the next day, we're going to take our pork out and wipe it dry with some paper towels. We will also discard the liquid that's inside the Ziploc bag as well and then place the pork back in. After placing the pork back in, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of mirin. I'm also going to put in 2 tablespoons of the shoyu tare that we made from last week. If you want to learn how to make it, I'll leave a link on the top right. To be honest, I've done this before with regular soy sauce, which is why I wanted to try with the tare to see if it made any difference. I don't think it really does in my opinion, but maybe that's because I didn't really add that much, so it's hard to say. So we're going to seal up the Ziploc bag and try to push out as much of the air as we can. The rest we can get rid of using the water displacement method. Once it's mixed, make sure to massage it a bit so the mirin and tare coat the pork evenly. Here I have a pot of water that's deep enough for the pork and the sous vide machine. We will now use the water displacement method in order to get rid of the remaining air in the Ziploc bag. As you can see, I opened up a corner of the Ziploc bag and then I pushed it down in the water. The water will help push the excess air out, but make sure you don't push it down too low or you risk getting water into your open corner. I set my sous vide machine to 150 degrees Fahrenheit and then let it go until I made my ramen later that evening. I would say I let this go around 4 hours and it turned out super tender and moist. The reason is, a sous vide machine keeps a constant temperature, thereby not overcooking your meat. It's basically a cheat code. I would say let it go a minimum of 1 hour at least, and then the longer you do it, the more moist and tender it will be. So I apologize, but it seems I forgot to get the footage of the pork after I took it out of the sous vide machine, but afterwards I just wiped it down and then put it under a broiler. You can see it has a nice char, and then I realized a better thing could have been done actually. You could take these sliced pieces of pork, spread them out on a sheet pan, and then put them under the broiler for char on the flat surface. It will end up looking like this, and it turned out even better, but it's totally up to you on how much effort you want to put in. Let me just say though, this pork turned out amazing! Considering it was a leaner cut compared to pork belly, the chashu was super tender, moist, flavorful, although as I stated before, I don't know if the tare did that much. Give this a try as it is a great topping for your ramen, and it doesn't take too much effort, but it does require some time, just like ramen. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video, and if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Weekend Cooks. Hopefully I will release more ramen content down the line.